Hello everybody, it is Friday the 19th of May. Right, I want to talk about, people are talking about how do we get off the karmic wheel. We must get off the karmic wheel. You're probably not even understanding what that wheel is that you're on. What is creating that wheel and what is creating the outcomes here and what is creating heaven, to be quite honest. It is a thought and an intention. And the intention is God. That is what is described as God in the Bible. It's an intention. If you talk about the Lord God, He is the embodiment of that intention. Yeah, it's like He is the intention to have dominion over this world. And they have like embodied that into a form. And He is the fullness of it, and that's Him. But it's not actually the form that is God, it is the intention. That which is creating it. That is what is creating the form. And there are different intentions in this world. And the idea of karma is one intention. I know when you talk about karma, it's not described as a god, but it is an intention, something that you intend to do, and if that rules your life, it becomes a god, and you're becoming the embodiment of that intention. So if we're looking at karma, so what is the intention there? Yeah, the intention is that you come back time and time again because you've done something wrong and you need to fix it. Yeah, you've done wrong to other people. You need to now bring love and forgiveness and set all the wrongs right. Everything that was wrong in the past, you have to correct it. Which is actually a completely idiotic idea. And even this idea is actually taking form in this world, and when it takes form in this world, we can see how idiotic it actually is. The form it is taking at the moment of this karmic clearing up of what happened in the past is people are making reparations for stuff that happened in the past. You know, countries now have to pay each other for stuff that has been done hundreds of years ago. Which, to some of us at least, that is idiotic. Yeah, so I mean, where do we stop? Does Denmark now have to pay reparations for what the Vikings did? You know, and there's this thought that says, you know, it wasn't me. I did not do that. But then some would say, and I've heard it said, you know, oh, you were there. Quite possibly you were. Quite possibly, I mean, if we all keep coming back, we all had a part in what happened in the past. So that is now our karmic burden, yeah, that we need to clear up. But if you say, I was not there, and that is I, the person that you are now, that person was not there. You are no longer that which you were a few lifetimes ago, because life changes us. The experience of life changes us. For good or for worse, whatever, but it changes us. So no, I was not there. And if you have, let's say, changed yourself already into a completely different person, you know, another knowledge of good and bad that you operate under that is on a higher level than, let's say, what was done a few hundred years ago, then you've already done it. You have already changed. So you are actually in a completely fruitless pursuit, and that is the thing, it is fruitless. It is a fruitless pursuit. And well, I've heard people talk about near-death experiences there, and they're going back to heaven, and they're they're being judged on what they've done this time, and they're getting instructions to do something else next time. Yeah? That is because I do believe when we leave this body, the energy body that we have become will go to a place where there are other energy bodies that are the same. The energies that are the same will cluster together. Yeah? And if you were here ruled over by that intention of, I must clear up all my past deeds, which another idiotic thing is, of course, that you can't even remember what it is you did and who you did it to, or who that person is now. Yeah. But we keep going around that circle, going to that heaven of those that are driven by that pursuit, are ruled over by that thought, ruled over by a God, by that intention, and they serve that intention in their life. And they become the energy of that, of their pursuit. And they go back to that heaven. Now, I've heard people say, if you look at the rich, the elites, and you say, why is karma not affecting them? Look what's happening to them. Why is it not affecting them? They are not on that wheel. They are on a completely different wheel. They do not come here with the intention of clearing up previous messes. Yeah? They do not come from heaven where that intention is ruling over all. God. I would say for the elites, they are coming from that heaven of the Lord God. Their intention is to have dominion over this world. And when they die, they go back to that heaven. And again, and the same thing might happen again, There have been questions about what happened. They're getting new instructions on how to come back and build back better next time, to have dominion. But that is the wheel that they're on. They're not affected by karma in that way. Because that's not what they're doing. They don't even let that thought enter into the head. They're ruled over by a different thought, which again creates the energy body. They become that. And they will go to that heaven that is ruled by that intention, mainly the Lord God of the Bible. The worst thing about this is, and I wonder what's happening to us at the moment, and I think our souls are getting tired. I think that is the feeling of overwhelming tiredness is pretty much in this world. The realization that we're going round and round in circles and we're getting nowhere. Yeah? That the same things are happening over and over again. That is because we are coming back with the same intentions that will rule over us and drive us forward in our lives, and they will always create the same outcomes. And even though there is more than one intention here, obviously, the interplay of those different intentions is always the same. So the outcome is slightly different every time, but maybe a bit better, a bit worse, but in the end, you put the same ingredients into a pot and you always cook the same soup. And that's what we're doing. And we're getting tired. I don't know how tired the elites are, of building back better, doing the same thing over and over again. There's rallying cry now to build back better. One more time. This will be the last time. I wonder how many of them still have the energy left to do that, or how many of them are totally fed up. Let's not do that again. But that is basically the wheels that we are on, and the heavens that we're going to. They are built by intentions. Intentions are God's. And we are all coming back trying to do better next time. But none of those trees, of those heavens, they all gather knowledge. Yeah, so we bring back knowledge to a karmic heaven with the intention of doing better next time around. You know, and they all gather knowledge so to instruct a person on a higher level or on greater knowledge, based on greater knowledge for the next trip down. But as I said, none of those trees yield fruit. It does not create change. We're doing it over and over again, and it does not create change. So then how do you get off this karmic wheel, of this idea I should make reparations for what I did before? Because you cannot change the past. You don't even know what the past was. I mean, what the hell are you doing? So the way to get off that wheel, from going into that heaven and being reborn from that heaven and doing it over and over again, well, I can give you a mantra to get off that wheel. Yeah? Solid. It doesn't matter. It's done. What's done is done. Let's go forward a different way. I mean, you can chant it if you want. Just say it often enough that it becomes a reality in your head. That way does not bear fruit. So, and then there's a third teaching here at the moment, which I think is the most dangerous one of all. Not only will that not bear fruit, but that will lead to sure destruction. And there's something you really need to get in your head. You are not an eternal being. Your soul is not eternal. Nothing that is created is eternal. Your soul can die. Yeah? And it is the way of thinking that I am all. I will rejoin the underlying reality of all, because I am an eternal being that is all. That is the way to the death of the soul. That, all the other karmic wheels might turn, have you going around and like a hamster, but this one will lead to sure death. Because all cannot be attained. I am cannot know all. It can't. Because I am is awareness, and awareness cannot exist in the underlying reality. It is what comes out of it. It's still a part of it. It can receive of it. But in order to enter back into it, and that is pure energy, and I believe that the underlying energy is that of unconditional love. But I am cannot exist in there. It is a death of awareness, and with that it is the death of the soul. That is the one way that will lead to sure death. So what do we actually need? I mean, in order for us to keep existing, I think we need to stay on a hamster wheel. Yeah, we come, we go to heaven, we come back. What we actually need is another God. That is to say, another intention. Because the intentions we have been laboring under are bearing no fruit. It's creating the same thing over and over again. So we need a new heaven ruled by a new intention that will create a different world, a new earth. That is what we need. the last hamster wheels were created by reason. The new one will be created by reason. Reason is part of awareness. It is part of the creative force that is in awareness. So it's not like we can't do it and we are the village idiots. We can. We just need to snap out, first of all, of unconsciously doing what we've been doing, to even come to a point where we say, well, yeah, let's think about something better. You know, you are standing here and you're saying, how does God allow all of these things to happen? Well, the all is not involved. Yeah, it is the part that is not involved. Reality is created by awareness. And you are becoming the body of an intention. You're becoming the living image of a God. So how does God allow? You're doing it. You're the part that is doing it. It's not God is allowing this or that or the other. You're not being ruled. You are being ruled over by that intention. Then see what is ruling over you and whose work you are serving, what work you are serving, and does it bear fruit? Stop looking outside of yourself for the cause. You are the cause. Yeah? And you becoming the fullness of the energy of one intention, which is why you're going to that heaven afterwards. But even here, you are becoming according to that intention. It forms your energy. It creates you. And then you say, why are these things happening to me? You are being given according to what you are. You are asking in the name of a Father. That is not you speaking a prayer. You are that prayer. You've become the embodiment of one intention that is creating your energy, and you are receiving according to that. You're asking in the name of a Father. Your very existence asks in that name. And do you even know what name you're asking in? Do you know what it is you're doing? Anyway, as I said, we need to rethink ourselves. There are intentions here that are bearing no fruit. We've done it for long enough. Yeah? And it is the will of God and it must be done. No. We have free will. We've created those intentions. We made them gods. We made them our gods. We let them rule over us. We've done that in the first place. And we can change it, and we must. Absolutely must. But first of all, we must understand what it is we're doing. And I think this is what we're doing. Anyway, I leave it at that for today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.